Okay.
Okay, welcome everybody to the time management call. I have on the phone with me Shannon McComber, who is a senior Ruby ambassador, and I am Jana Garcia, and I'm a Diamond ambassador. We have a really cool meeting planned out for you, and we are going to talk all about how you can effectively work your Plexus business from home and by getting out and sharing the products with other people. So we're going to get started right away, and we're going to go over some income producing activities, what you should be doing first when you start your day. So Shannon's going to start, and we're going to go down the graphic that Rob created for us. And so the first thing we're going to talk about is posting. So Shannon's going to take that one.
When you first start out, when you join Plexus, you want to create an ambassador group. And when you do that, you want to make it a priority to post in your group 3 times a day. At the very minimum, it would be ideal to post in the morning before you go to work or before your kids go to school. Then again, during the lunch hour, presumably between 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock, that's when a lot of people are getting back onto their computers and checking out Facebook on their own lunch breaks. And then the third one would be to post in the evenings, ideally after about 6 o'clock. That way people are coming home, having dinner, getting their kids taken care of. So anytime after 6 p.m. is a great time to post. You want to, when you're posting, you want to have a wide array of postings. You want to have testimonials where people are losing weight, and you also want to have testimonials of people who are using the other products like the Fast Relief, the Nerve Relief. We also have the ProBio, the BioCleanse. So we want to have a wide array of different postings that include all of our products and not just focus on the weight loss part of the products, because we have so many products that focus on other things for the body other than weight loss. So that's a big part of your day. So you want to make sure you're posting at least 3 times a day, once in the morning, once at the lunch hour, and then also once in the evening.
So also, I'll add to that educating people, in addition to the before and afters and the testimonies, educating on the products and what they do. And a lot of times we just post a graphic of one of the products and talk about what the products, have done for us. And
absolutely,
we've been talking about a lot lately is that, the before and after pictures are awesome, and people's stories are great, but what people really want to hear is what the products have done for you.
Mm-hmm.
So always post things about, could just be that you love the taste of the pink drink, or
right,
helping you sleep better, or
right,
I have less pain, or whatever. I'm able to play with my kids today because I had my pink drink, and things like that. That's what people really want to hear. And so as well as posting on your regular wall.
Mm-hmm. And I would say that's a big part of it too, is you don't want to neglect your personal wall too. I know for me, I will post on my personal wall if, as a family, we go out and we ride bikes, or if we go out and we go for a walk. I'll post something like, I'm so glad I'm able to go out on a walk and keep up with my kids because I've had my pink drink and my X Factor today to keep me motivated and keep me going. So, you don't ever want to neglect your personal wall either, because there's also potential customers and ambassadors on there as well.
Right. And that is very important. A lot of people, they're afraid of posting on their regular wall, but a lot more people will see your stuff if you post on your regular wall, and if you do a combination. But always remember to continue posting your regular stuff on Facebook as well.
Absolutely.
So you always posted pictures of your kids, or things that you did in your life, whatever that is,
right,
or whatever it is. Continue doing that, because people, that's what they want to see. They still want to see about your life.
Right. They still want to see your kids losing their teeth, and they want to know if they got lice at school, because everybody got to say something.
Some people may not know at first that, that they're interested. They may just be watching your stuff.
Right. Absolutely.
And at first, if they're not interested and that's all they see you posting, they're going to, want to ignore your post because they don't see anything personal anymore.
Right.
So it's super important. And it's also very important to be positive.
Mm-hmm.
Very positive when you're posting, and not post negative stuff, because then people,
absolutely,
are not going to want to join somebody who's negative. So I'm happy and positive.
Right.
And everything's great.
Because we are a direct representation of our brand. So whatever we put out on our Facebook, that's exactly what people are going to link to the Plexus brand. So, you know, if you're getting up and posting in the morning about how tired you are and, oh, thank God it's Friday, I don't have to work no more. They're all watching that. They all will link that to you and your brand. So, you know, you really have to project the energy and the passion that you have for Plexus every day.
It's true. And, you know, all these things that we're going over are things that you should be doing when you first start working your business, whether you have an hour to work your business or you have 30 minutes or you have 4 hours. You always should do your income producing activities first, because you'll always get lost in what we call rabbit trails on Facebook of, oh, this person married this person, and oh, I need to go look at this person. And before you know it, 2 hours have gone by and you haven't done anything.
Right, absolutely.
So very important on that. So on the next one, we're going to talk about prospecting. And prospecting is ways of going about finding new customers or finding people to join your team. So the way we do that is we invite people to stuff. We like their stuff on Facebook. We look for people that are maybe need our products. Maybe they're really unhappy in their job, or you feel like they need extra money to make an extra income, or maybe they're just really happy people, bubbly people, and you want them on your team because you think they would be great at this. So prospecting is a great way to use your time during your income producing activities. So you can create a group on Facebook, not a group, but a list, a friends list. On the left-hand side, if you're on your computer, you can create a list of friends, and you can just put those people in there that maybe either haven't become customers yet or they haven't become ambassadors yet, but they're people that you think would be good or that you would love to have on your team or that you would love to have as a customer. Maybe they've liked a few things of yours and you want to just stay in contact with them. Create a list on the side, and you can always make sure you see their stuff. You can click on that list, and that's all the people you'll see of their posts. So go on there and like their stuff, comment on their pictures, private message them and say, how are you doing? We haven't talked in a long time. Prospecting is getting out and inviting people to see what you have and talking to people about the products or the opportunity. But prospecting is super important, and you have to really focus on that and not on all the other stuff that Facebook has. So not focusing on who's doing this and who's doing that, but focusing on creating relationships with people for the benefit of new friendships and also to get new customers and new team members. Do you have anything to add to that, Shannon?
And, and I would say that it's very important to, when you're prospecting on Facebook, that, you don't just go to people's pages just to prospect. Really, like something that they're doing, like they've said about their kids, or, comment about their kids. You don't want them to think you're just trying to sell Plexus. So just make sure that you're also liking their stuff as well.
Right. And when you do send somebody a private message about you want to tell them about the products, say something about what they've been doing lately. Like if somebody just had a new baby, say, congratulations on your new baby. He's so cute. And have you seen what I'm doing lately? I'm doing a new business, and it's all about getting healthy. And then, talk a little bit about that. But people want the relationship, and
right.
That's the whole reason why Plexus has ambassadors is because they want us to provide that relationship with our customers and also with our ambassadors. So they want that one-on-one relationship, because with health products, that's what people want. They trust you, and they want to hear from you.
Absolutely.
So, the next one is contacting customers.
This is a very important one. I'm sure a lot of you have already heard that from various sources that the fortune is in the follow-up. So when you have customers, it's very important that you follow up with them. We don't want them to, you're doing all the work of posting and then talking to them about buying products, and then they order, and then, they're just hanging out there all on their own. We do not want to let them do that. We want to make sure, for me, when I have a customer that signs up, I get them signed up, and then when I get the email that says you have a new customer, I immediately send them a Facebook message or an email that says, hey, congratulations, I'm so excited, I just got your order. I'll be sending you some information about the products that you just ordered, so that they know that I saw it, that I noticed it, that it is on my radar, and that I'm looking forward to working with them. And then I go to back office. I wait to see for when it's posted, and then I also look to see when it's shipped. And when it's shipped, I actually send them another message or an email and let them know, hey, your Plexus products have been shipped, and it looks like you can expect it on Tuesday or Wednesday, just so they know that I am still paying attention to their orders and to them, and then I'm there for them. And they are usually loving it, and then I'm creating the anticipation for them. They're building up and anticipating when their products are going to get there, and they're excited about it. And so then when they get their products, I look to see when they get their products. I'll send them a message and I'll say, did you get your products today? And they're like, yes. Did you get the information that I sent you about, about the products and how to take the products? And they're like, yes. And I'm like, okay. And then I, tell them about measuring and taking pictures, and then, let them get started. Let them have 3 or 4 days to really, start taking the products. And you don't want to wait a long time. You want to follow up. I think initially you want to follow up the first 3 or 4 days just to let them know. Basically, you're not hassling them. You just want them to know that, hey, I was just thinking about you today. I just wondered, if you're taking the pink drink, do you like the taste? Just want to make sure everything's going smooth and you've established, some routine with your products. It's very important to have routine. Just want to make sure you're drinking your water. I do an initial follow-up, and then I usually give them another week, sometimes 2 weeks, depending on the person. Some people do need a little more follow-up. You kind of just got to gauge that with each customer individually. I think you can't treat every single customer exactly the same. That's my opinion. Just like you can't raise, you may have 3 kids, but we all know each one is different. And so how you handle each one is completely different. And the reaction you get from each child is going to be different. So, and it's the same with customers. You really got to learn to read your customers and where they're at and how they're doing. It's very important. But make sure after that point, you're following up with them, checking in. And then when it's getting closer, if they were preferred customers, let them know, hey, it looks like your order is going to be shipping out in the next few days. I'm so excited for you to start your second month. And really pump them up, really encourage them, and if they do have issues, be open to that, really listen to what they have to say about things, because that's very important to listen to what they have to say. But that's really about it as far as contacting customers. Make sure you're always following up with them and staying in contact with them and seeing where they're at on a continual basis.
Exactly, because your best customers will become your best ambassadors.
Absolutely.
So the better relationship you have with them, then the more chance there is they're going to want to join your team.
I was one of Jana's best customers for like 2 days, and then I became an ambassador.
That's funny. Okay, so now we're going to go on to education. Education is very important, just as important as any of these other things that we're talking about. But I think that education is one of the main things that people probably lack on more than anything, because they maybe think it's not needed. They maybe think they don't have time for that. But this should be into your income producing activities. This should be in your 2 hours of work or your 3 hour, however long that you have to work your Plexus business. This should be in it, because if you don't have ongoing education, you will fail. Education changes all the time. You need to keep yourself motivated. You need to keep yourself educated. You need to get yourself educated more than you already are. I'm still learning all the time. I'm learning, but reading books. If you're not a reader, you should set time during your income producing activities for reading. For reading network marketing books, for reading about products, for reading about the ingredients in our products. Just education of keeping yourself updated with everything that you need to know, and also keeping your excitement up for what you're doing. So we always recommend books. on the Rockin' page. We always recommend books that we're reading or books that we encourage people to read. There's a lot of them out there. Once you start reading network marketing books, you'll start seeing so much about this company and this type of business that you get so excited about it, and that part of the income producing activity cannot be left out. So this includes books, videos, like if you're watching videos on YouTube, Plexus videos, Sonia Dudley, Sarah Marble, any of the Plexus sponsored ones, the Wednesday night calls, you can find all of those on YouTube in the past, and you can just listen to as many of their 20 minutes long. You may think that you know every product and everything about every product that we have, but the more you hear Sheila Medina talk, and she has it down to an art,
right,
on what each product does in very few words, the more you can listen to that. I still listen to that because I think it's so beneficial to try to keep those in as few words as possible, so that when you are out and about, when somebody asks you about it, you can say those, and you can say what each product does, a really short synopsis of what each product does. So the more you can listen to those, our calls that we have for the Rockin' group, we do training calls as much as we can. We do these kind of calls where you can listen later. All of them are recorded so that you can listen to them later. And also very important in education is events. So going to as many events as you can, whether that be a local event that Jewel is putting on that we post in the Rockin' group for you to be able to go to, a meeting, a opportunity meeting, a training meeting, an event that Plexus puts on. You should try not to miss any event that Plexus puts on, because so much education is given at these events and so much motivation. Just to be around other Plexus ambassadors is huge for your business. So take the time in these income producing activity time to schedule out events that you're going to go to schedule out, when am I going to read this book? Between what time and what time am I going to read? How much time am I going to spend towards watching videos? How much time am I going to spend listening to the Wednesday opportunity calls, which are also now in Spanish. So if you know people that know Spanish, they can listen to those in Spanish as well. So all of those things, but education is huge. Do not leave that out of your income producing activities, because the people that are continuing with their education are the ones that I see that climb the fastest. So that's all.
The next one is building relationships. I think this is probably one of the most important parts of building a successful business, especially an MLM business like what we are doing. And you have to, because without friends and family, you don't really have anywhere to start building. That's where everybody starts when they even if it's not an MLM, when you're starting a business, you call up your friends and you're like, okay, we just started this new business. I need you to come out and support me and be part of this. That's a big part. And you can't, when you start your business, you can't neglect those relationships. You still have to continue on with your friends. Even if they don't like Plexus and they're not on board yet, they will be on board. Just give them time. We'll get them one way or the other. But continue to build relationships. And when I was at Super Saturday, Molly Orr was the speaker, and she had us get our cell phones out and go through our contact list and to send a text message to as many people as we can, and just saying, hey, I've missed hanging out with you, or hey, I want us to catch up. Can we get coffee next week? Can we have a quick lunch next week? Just something. Can we get together next week? And, I sent out, I think 6 or 7, and I got 3 or 4 responses back in like 5 minutes, and had 3 or 4 set up for the very next week. So, it's very important to, and these are all people that have been in my contact list in my phone that I had not done that with, and it had not even occurred to me to do that, but it was huge. So I would suggest everybody to get their phones out, go through your contact list, people you haven't seen, your family, your friends, and say, hey, I've missed you. Let's hang out next week. You know what? And then when you hang out next week, build that relationship. And if Plexus comes up casually in your conversation, casually bring it up. Don't vomit it out, but casually bring it up because you're talking, and if they're, your friends and their family, chances are they've seen that you are in Plexus and you're part of a new business. So chances are they're probably going to ask about it. So I've seen you doing this. So what is that about? Is that a scheme? Are you really making money doing that? Yes, I am making money, and no, it's not a scheme. So let me tell you more about it. But definitely work on building those relationships. Even at school, you have the PTA moms, you have your brownie moms, your Girl Scout moms. Build relationships with those people. When you're out, people at soccer games, talk to the parents next to you. Don't just sit there, looking on your phone, playing Candy Crush or skimming Facebook. Build relationships with the people sitting next to you, because those are potential customers and potential Rockstar ambassadors that you could have on your team. So don't always get lost in that phone. Talk to the people to the left and the right and the front and behind. So talk to everybody.
Right. And you just said the next one that was getting out and outside and sharing.
Oh, yes, I did. Sorry.
So no, good. I'm glad, because you covered it. And so that goes along with, expanding your circle, which we're telling people to constantly do. Expand your circle and find new circles of friends, because you always want to be sharing products with more people. So the more you can expand your circle, the bigger your customer prospect list and the bigger your team prospect list. So you're making that list, like Shannon said, and you're writing down people, and then you go and you join yoga, or you go to the Y and you start working out at the Y, or you start volunteering somewhere. Anywhere you go, you can start building those relationships, and that's what it all comes down to. So we've covered all that. So that is your income producing activities. This is what you have to do first before you do other things. Now, when you start getting a team, and you start having a team and you're a leader now you have to do other things during your income producing activities, in addition to these other things, which you'll want to keep doing. But then you have a responsibility to your team. So this one's pretty much self-explanatory. We won't spend a lot of time on this. But basically, it's a lot of the same things that you do with your customers you do with your ambassadors. So you're doing a lot of motivating, you're doing a lot of relationship building, you're encouraging, and you're educating. So it's basically the same thing. You're just taking it to a different level, because now these are team members, and now you're trying to help them to succeed. And so it's basically the same thing. But I always go back to what Shannon told me a few months after she joined, is that it is so important that not to forget that your ambassadors are also customers. And they were customers at one time. They're still taking the products. And if you forget that, and your ambassadors are not having success with the products because maybe they're not taking them right, or maybe they're not taking the right products, or maybe they just need encouragement to drink their water, or they need encouragement to make healthy choices. You have to remember that your ambassadors not necessarily are going to get out and start researching everything like maybe you did. They still need somebody that's going to be one-on-one with them. So on your level ones, continue to contact them, continue to train them, continue to encourage them, not just with the business, but also with the products. Because when you get team members that are on fire for the products and they're feeling better and they're losing weight, they're not going to keep it to themselves. How can you fail? If you're having great success with products, how can you fail? You're going to want to share them to make sure your people are doing great with their products. And then the other activities that you can do after all of that is done is trolling Facebook, like we talked about earlier. But, this is more things that maybe you can just show yourself as more active on Facebook. So getting on there and joining groups or helping other team members. These are things that maybe not necessarily directly are income producing, but they will help you stay motivated. And these are the things that you can allow. These are the kind of fun things that you can allow yourself to do after you've done the other activities that are directly going to make an impact on your income.
Because it is important to, as you're growing a team and as you have customers, I love the quote, iron sharpens iron. And, I think that's a very important part, when you start, is to find people who are like-minded, like you, who want the products, who really want to be successful in the business, and, have a little chat group with those people where you're talking to them and you're encouraging them, or you can go to them and say, hey, I'm having I'm kind of having a rough day today. I kind of need some encouragement. That's where you want to take, if you have questions, go to someone like that in a chat group. Don't go on your Facebook and say, man, I'm having a rough day. Go to your chat group. Go to your Plexus people. Because your Plexus people will say, okay, it's time to perk up and get another paint drink.
Right. So true.
That's what you need to do. You got to go to those people and say, okay, I need somebody to perk me up with some pink. Oh, pink encouragement.
Very true. And they will. And they
will. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right. So, those activities can include welcoming people in the group. These activities are still very important. But
very important.
Make sure you do these other things first to make sure you get those in. And then, spend some time at the end doing these, welcoming people, congratulating people, adding yourself to groups and different things like that. The more time consuming stuff.
Yes.
So I made a list of the daily questions that I would love for you to ask yourself every day. And these things you can do at the beginning of the day to make sure that you have your goals set for that day. If you will ask yourself these 5 things every day and make sure that you're doing these 5 things every day, you'll be a lot more successful. So have I set clear goals for the day? Meaning, have I put into a schedule what I'm going to do with my income producing time? Mm-hmm. Have I set those goals? How will I make progress towards that goal? What steps will I take? Will I prospect people? Which customers will I contact today? Which of my level 1s will I contact today? Who will I encourage? What can I do to help somebody else succeed? What activities will I do to bring me closer to that goal? All the things that you plan on doing, have that in your mind and ask yourself that every morning. Ask yourself these things. What activities will I do to bring me closer to my goal of having 3 new ambassadors, or my goal of having 3 new preferred customers? What will I do to get there? And duplicate. What things will I see in my mentor that I will duplicate today? So finding people may not just be 1. It may be 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. Mm-hmm. Find people that you find that are it may not even have to be somebody that's high ranking. It may be somebody that just you see that they have a lot of product volume, that they're an exciting person and you love the things that they post. Duplicate that. And what things do I see in them that I want to duplicate today? I'm going to do things like they do. I'm not going to go exactly copy what they do, but I'm going to go and make it my own. But I'm going to see how they do it. I'm going to see how they make their stuff so exciting. And then I'm going to do things like that on my own customer group or on my own wall. And how can I make this fun and exciting? Because that's what it's all about. We want to have fun. We do have fun, and we need to make
sure
like that.
I like fun.
Yeah, add to that, Shannon.
I think that's the most important part is, to make your business fun. I regularly do things in my group with my girls to make things fun. I'll do videos, and they all know I'm pretty crazy and I like to have fun. And it's obvious if you've been on the training calls, I like to have fun. So, and the thing is that you have to exude the passion that you have for Plexus. And if you're going to exude your passion and your energy for Plexus, everything else will take care of itself, because people innately love happy people. They just do. People are going to, they're going to be attracted to you because of your passion and your energy for what you're doing. People love positivity. People love happy people. If you're doing that and you're not being crazy about it, there's a fine line. You don't want to cross the crazy line with Plexus. You want to be fun. You want to be passionate about it. And you want to have energy, but you don't want to be crazy. So if you feel like you're stepping over that line, just pull yourself back a little bit. Say, okay, that was over the line. And then laugh at yourself and go, okay, let me see how I can refine that, fine-tune that just a little bit.
Right. So that's all we have for you today. We want to make it short and sweet, and we did that. And we hope that you can organize your time management and bring much more income and team members onto your organization. So thank you, Shannon, for joining me today.
Thank you.
And for everyone that's going to listen to the call, and you guys can tag your people in the call post so that all of your ambassadors can see this as well. So we will talk to you guys soon, and we thank you so much for joining us today.
Peace out.